this green planet, we're slowly getting to the 8 billion mark. No two people are alike. Even Siamese twins have their differences. We have people living with a rare condition while others have a way of portraying their bodies that's out of this world. Let's get started. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's begin. Number 10. Victoria Wright. When she was a child, her mother was brushing her teeth only to discover that her teeth were in the wrong place. At 41 years, she's been living with cherubism, a condition which is named after the chubby cheeks features of cherubs. Cherubism is caused by an overgrowth of fibrous tissues resulting in a bony prominence in the lower portion of the face. As she entered her teens, Victoria's eyes protruded as her jaw became bigger. At 16 years, she had surgery to release pressure. Although cherubism is painless, it causes strained vision and occasional headaches. Doctors estimate that her head could be as heavy as a bowling ball. Despite stares in public, Victoria is okay with her looks and has refused reconstructive jaw surgery. She's now happily married and has a daughter. She works for a charity that advocates for people with facial disfigurements. She's also a part-time law student. In a society that's a little vain and focuses on looks, her story is quite something. Number 9. Larry and Danny Gomez. Most people think that werewolves are just seen on the small screen and the big screen. Larry Gomez and his brother Danny Gomez are living proof that anything is possible. If you think shaving now and then is a hassle, imagine having this hair all over your body and it grows pretty fast. This is the reality for Larry and Danny, as well as 20 family members who all suffer from an unusual condition that's known as congenital generalized hypertrichosis. The woman's hair is not too much, but it is to some extent manageable. For the men, it's quite bushy and covers the entire body except for the hands and feet. Only 2 to 3 families in the world suffer from CGH, and this family has been able to assist scientists in doing gene research that could help them figure out what causes the mutation. One geneticist, Dr. Louis Figuera, believes that a gene from primates is found in the genes of the family, making them produce fur like our supposed ancestors. As children, Larry and Danny were outcasts. Today, they've embraced their hair and even get a chance to perform at circuses. The ladies also dig their appearance. Number 8. Kim Goodman. You might pass Kim on the streets, since on a rare day she looks perfectly normal, but wait until you get into a staring contest with her. She'll knock your socks off. She holds the #1 position on the Guinness World Book of Records for being able to pop her eyeballs out for a long time. She can pop her eyes out of her head to a length of 11 millimeters or 0.4 inches. That looks scary, right? She accidentally discovered this rare talent when she was hit by a hockey mask on her head and her eyes popped out without feeling any pain. She then realized she could control her eye muscles with ease on cue. Now that's what I'd call a party trick. In 1998, a proper meter was used to measure the length of her eye pop, and no one has surpassed that record yet. Number 7. Gary Turner. Kim is not the only one breaking records with a rare body part. Meet Gary Turner, the man with the stretchiest skin. He was born with a rare body condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a skin disorder that affects skin ligaments and connecting tissues. This means that the collagen that in most cases strengthens our skin and causes elasticity has become defective and makes the skin loose, as well as contributing to hypermobility of the joints. In 1999, Turner entered the Guinness World Book of Records after his skin stretched to 6.25 inches, which is 15 centimeters. The stretching, however, is painless, and Turner recalls his uncle stretching his face to show off to his friends. He's turned this rarity into a lifelong career and has appeared in films and also works for a theatre company. Number 6. Mikhailraffanelli. Women's beauty standards are changing with each passing day. In recent years, focus has shifted from skinny woman to a woman with generous curves and thick frames. Exaggerated hips have become quite a thing now, and even Kim Kardashian has got nothing on our girl Mikhail, who is 42. The New York resident has the biggest hips in the world and at times has trouble getting through doors and even fitting in a bathtub. Although Mikhail is only 5'4" and her waist is 40 inches, her hips measure an incredible 100 inches. Her hips are completely natural. She's a mother of 4 and says that every time she's given birth, her hips have increased a few inches more. Her diet is also having a lot to do with it. She consumes 3,000 calories a day. She has a car and uses a separate chair to accommodate her extra hippie frame. She sleeps on a custom-made bed, and we can only imagine how many seats she books on her flights. Her husband likes her just the way she is and muses that he's licensed to work with heavy equipment. Number 5. Kathy Young. Kathy Young, who is 83 years old, has spent most of her adult life watching her waist and making sure it's as small as possible. She literally has the figure of an hourglass. Have a look at that tiny waist. Her bust is 39 inches while her waist is 15 inches with 39-inch hips. It all started before her marriage in 1959 when her husband asked her to wear a corset measuring 22 inches. At that time, she had a 26-inch waist and was forced to shave it down in time for the wedding day by bringing it down using a corset tying method called tight lacing. From then on, she continually wore corsets from the Victorian era, and she aims to break the record by having the smallest waist in the world. Since 1983, she went on a mission to reduce her waist and wore laced corsets 23 hours a day. The only definite time she didn't wear them was during her shower time. She got into the Guinness World Book of Records in 1999 when her waist was finally 15 inches. Some consider it lucky that Kathy reached old age. Tight lacing has a few side effects. Her husband, being a physician, made sure that her life was never at risk. Number 4. Muhammad Khalid. This young boy from eastern India has features that you've never seen. He was born with unusually large hands and arms. They grew to a length of 33 centimeters or 13 inches from the wrist to the fingertips. At one point, his hands were said to weigh up to 13 kilograms. Some superstitious villagers branded him a supernatural child. The local school also refused to admit him, fearing that he would scare the other kids. The condition that causes the extreme growth of his limbs is called macrodactylial, or local gigantism, which causes an overgrowth of bones in infants. Family spends $20 a month to help their boy cope with a condition that makes it very hard to carry out normal activities. In 2014, they got a specialist doctor, Dr. Sabapathy, known for expertise in microsurgery. Muhammad travelled across India to have an 8-hour operation done on his forearm and right hand without damaging any nerves. With medical advancements every day, Muhammad's family is convinced that they'll find a solution soon and their son will be able to live a normal life. Number 3. Mandy Sellers. When she was born in 1975, the nurses caring for now 44-year-old Mandy noticed that her legs were abnormally large. Even though she was allowed to go home with her parents, her legs continued to become larger as she grew older. At the largest, they got to 95 kilograms, which is 3 times the weight of the rest of her body. Doctors diagnosed her with Proteus syndrome, a rare condition that causes bone overgrowth and affects 120 people worldwide. Doctors, however, realized that Sellers' condition was a result of a complication known as PIK3CA gene mutation. Her condition did not cause her to halt her dreams. She has a degree in psychology. In 2003, she was paralyzed for 6 weeks due to deep vein thrombosis. 3 years later, she got MRSA, which meant that she needed one of her legs amputated. After the leg was cut off, it started growing again, and rapamycin was recommended by the doctors to shrink her legs slightly. It's highly unlikely that her legs will ever go to regular size. In 2016, she set up an organization to help other people with problems similar to hers. Number 2. Jose Mestre. One of the things that makes us unique is our faces. Facial features make us stand out as individuals. This man from Lisbon, Portugal is an exception from this rule. He's become known as the man with no face. He was, however, born with ordinary facial features like the rest of us, but during puberty, a small strawberry birthmark started growing on his upper lip. Over the past 35 years, this growth has consumed his face, making him partially blind and unable to breathe. The doctors describe the growth as hemangioma tumor that results from blood vessels that have expanded. He's had a lot of suggestions on having the tumors removed through surgery, but his belief as a Jehovah's Witness has stood in the way. He's opposed to the idea of a blood transfusion. In 2010, a British surgeon offered to give him treatment using ultraviolet rays to reduce the risk of a major blood loss. After going under the cut, he reduced the growth by 5 kilos, and he got a few of his features back. Number 1. Muhammad Latif Katana. Hailing from Kashmiri, India, Latif shared a similar fate. This 32-year-old had a small growth on his eye that turned into a whole array of growths. This face deformity is an extreme case of neurofibromatosis, a spontaneous recurring genetic problem that results in tumors produced among nerves. Although he lost an eye as a result, the tumors are painless. In 2008, Latif married his wife Salima, who was born with 1 foot. In 2012, the couple gave birth to a little girl who showed no signs of deformity. Although surgery is an option, it could destroy some vital blood vessels. Latif is focused on providing a better life for his family. Did you ever imagine that some of these situations could even exist? Now you know. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button, do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.